Alright, so let's start. Let's begin right away. So today we're going to do chapter 6, parts 1 and 2. Okay, so chapter 6, text 1 says method of relaxation. Okay? We all have different methods of relaxation. Tell me which of the methods of relaxation you prefer.
I usually play games with my friends.
Online or offline?
Online.
Online games with your friends. I see, so that's your method of relaxation. So in your free time, you just turn on your computer. Is it computer game or phone games?
Both.
Both. Oh, okay. How do you play online games with your friends? I want to learn. I'm sorry, am I too old? I never tried playing game with anyone online. How does it work?
We make let's enter the game on day and
Okay.
time. And in the game we form a party and invite friends
And then you guys can play together.
yes.
Okay, here, don't laugh at me. The only game I know how to play is Candy Crush. No, you guys shouldn't laugh. Oh my God, maybe I shouldn't say this. I will say it. The only game I know how to play is Candy Crush. And recently, as Candy Crush started sending me notifications of like online friends I could play with, join a competition with online. When they send, I reject. Oh my God. If you open my phone, that's the only game in my phone. And right now, I've played Candy Crush for quite a long time, close to 10 years, or 7 or 8 years. The first time, that was when Candy Crush came out. It was super fascinated. So I played until I got to over 1,000. And suddenly, the game crashed. So I lost everything. And then I got really hot and angry. I said, I'm never gonna play Candy Crush anymore. So that's what I do in my relaxation time. So that's why I'm telling you this story. And then I stayed for like 1 year, 2 years, 1 year or 1 year and a half. And then suddenly I got the spirit again. And my mind said, download. Try again. And then I downloaded it again. So this time I asked some friends, and they said the best you could do is to save it up, link it with your Facebook. So if you link it with your Facebook, you can never lose your level anymore. So I got it, I linked it, and then I started playing. So right now I'm in 2,700 level, something like that. But that's the only thing I do in my free time. Like in my short free time for my relaxation. How about you? What do you do?
I play computer.
You play computer game with your friends? Or
Alone.
alone?
My friends are not good at video.
Your friends are not good at video games?
Are not good. They play terrible.
Oh, you are pro.
No.
You are better than your friends.
Yes.
Interesting. What do you do for relaxation?
I talk with my friends.
You talk with your friend. Yeah, you're a girl. Ladies like talking. And oftentimes, what they talk about is really fun actually. If you listen to them. I used to have this Korean girlfriend and she said to Kelvin, no, you can't learn how to speak Korean. I'm like, why? She said, because I like to gossip with my friends. I don't want you to understand. You know what gossip is, right?
Gossip.
Some people call it gossip, but gossip, Gossip. You know it, right? Like, and ladies or the girls, they talk about so many fun things. They talk about celebrities come back. They talk about boyfriend, and they talk about if they are envying one girl. Maybe a girl likes to wear expensive shoes, and they talk about it doesn't look good on her. It doesn't look good on her. She's just wearing it. My own filler looks better. Talk about everything, you know, and it's super fun. What do you do for relaxation?
I do
Nothing? Nothing? No, that's not possible. Watching movie, TVs, hanging out, going on to work, mountain climbing, hiking.
I just sleep.
You don't do anything? You eat food? But you know, some people do that. Relaxation, eating. They eat everything. Seriously. How about you? What do you do for relaxation?
I play games with my friends.
You play games with your friends. Online?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Alright, let's get working. Make a plan. Write down what you do for relaxation, and you have to speak for 45 seconds. Actually, you should have only 15 seconds to make this plan, but yeah. Anyways, make a plan. And you speak for 45 seconds.
Okay.
Okay, so take your numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Are you good?
No.
No? This looks really easy, but a bit complex. So usually it should be 15 seconds preparation. Okay. You good?
Okay.
Try. Ready? Go.
When I am under when I am under a lot of stress, I relieve the stress by playing video games with my friends. I have two reasons for this. First reason is that I like to talk with my friends. When I talk with my friends, I feel very relaxed and I think it can relieve my stress very much. And second reason is that I enjoy making fun of my friends. Many of my friends are terrible at playing video games, so I feel very glad when I make fun of them. So these are the two reasons why I relieve my stress by playing video games.
Okay. Good. Let's clap it together. Good. You spoke for 48 seconds. Instead of 45. Buddy, go.
For method, I used to
Sorry. Okay. Go.
The method I use to relax is playing computer games. The first reason is that it can relieve my stress. In game, we compete hard to win and get so reward, and that activity makes me get some feelings of achievement. And also, I can spend time with my friends. In the game, we form party and compete with each other. So I can hang out with them without meeting them in person. And it's more fun than playing outside. So that's why I like to play game with my friends.
Okay, good. 46 seconds. Number 3. Go. Oh, wait. Why does this thing keep disappearing? You stay. Go.
When I'm stressed out, I enjoy to talk or chat with my friends. There are two reasons why I think so. First, I can share my concerns or stress experiences to my friends. It can make me feel better, and also I like to talk with my friends, so it can relieve my stress. Second, I like to make new friends, and knowing about him or her could make me happy. When I talk with friends and saying my information or preferences, and I can find friends with same preferences with me, so it can reduce my stress. This is two reasons why I think.
Okay, 45 seconds. 45 seconds on the dot. Okay, good. All right, buddy, let's hear you. Go.
The method I use to relieve my stress is watching sports. One reason is that it is fun. When I'm watching sports, I am really focused on the game, so I forget the stress and the problem that I got. And second reason is that I can eat delicious food because when I'm watching sport game, I have to eat delicious food. So the delicious food can make me feel better. For these reasons, I think watching sport can reduce my stress.
Okay, good. 45 seconds. 44 seconds. That's the case of it. 44. Yes, buddy, let's go.
There are many methods.
Wait. Go.
I think there are many methods of relaxation. I think playing with my friends is best food. First, playing game with my friends is exciting. Using my game, we can talk to each other and relieve our stress. Second, playing game makes me relieve stress. For me, soccer game and shooting game
40 seconds. Okay, so I want to try to talk like two of them now. So my voice is going to change. Okay? You know, their voices sound like very rich men. Rich men, they don't talk like Kelvin teacher. There are many methods of relaxation, I think. Don't mind me, I'm just teasing you guys, okay? Wow, good. Now let's take a look at some listening file based on what we just did and see what they have to say about this quickly.
TOEFL IBT, Speaking Advanced. Part B, Building Knowledge and Skills for the Speaking. Chapter 6. Task 1, Independent Speaking, Method of Relaxation. Compare.
When I'm feeling stressed out, I like to go to the park and watch the children play. I do this first because parks are natural environments full of things that tend to cause most people to relax. The things there, such as fresh air, pretty flowers, and the verdant surroundings, make a person feel at peace and happier. I also go to the park in order to watch children play. Children are so carefree and have very few worries and little stress in their lives. When I watch them laugh and chase each other, it reminds me of when I was a child. I can relate to their capricious, fun-loving nature, which helps me forget my stress. That's why I go to a park when I'm feeling stressed out.
Okay, so you heard that, right? Okay, so let's go to the next task 2. Task 2 says what? Living downtown or in a suburb. Living downtown or in a suburb.
What is
suburban territories. Suburban. Okay. So in a short form, we call it suburbs.
so downtown is better, like more urban.
Yeah, you know, downtowns are usually in really urban areas, but downtowns are like, if I use the word ancient, it might sound a little outward. Downtowns are like the concentration of people and events in an area that is first developed. For example, the first developed area in Chawan, I think, was Sangna. It was from Sanlandong that Chawan began to spread into different areas. So those areas where there is like first settlers, and like for example in Chile, does anyone live in Chile here? No one lives in Chile. Okay, so if you go to downtown in Chile, nowadays they call it old downtown because they are trying to bring the concentration into a new set of area right now. Okay, but the original downtown in Chile, like where Chile began, the area where Chile began. Okay, so oftentimes those kind of areas you find old buildings. Not like old per se, but you know what I mean, right? Old buildings. And sometimes those areas are also very expensive. Sometimes. For example, getting a shop in Sanlandong is super expensive. Very expensive. Let's say, for example, you want to open up a boutique or fashion store. You pay $3 really expensive. Even hagwons, some of the hagwons that are in Sanlandong are so expensive. expensive to maintain, expensive to pay rent if the buildings are not there. Okay. And then, but on the other hand, suburban, like now in urban cities like such as Seoul, for example, Seoul has become highly and densely populated. All right. And so the concentration of people have moved out of Seoul to Gyeonggi-do. So Gyeonggi province is like suburb of Seoul. So people who live in Gyeonggi-do often work in Seoul. So it's like a place that moves people's concentration, like the concentration of the main city moves to a place where people can easily access and come to the main city. You get it, right? So that's what suburbs are. Suburban areas. All right, so let's work on that. Would you prefer to live downtown or in a suburb? Support your opinion with specific reasons and details.
So I write both of these.
If you want to write both, it's okay. If you want to write just one, it's also fine. But you have to speak for 45 seconds. Okay.
Can I just translate?
Sure, you can. And of course, you know, downtown has a lot of social attraction. Okay, like in Sangnam-dong, there are so many attractions for you. There is the market, just right there. There are pubs, there are clubs. I know you guys are not up to going there, but there are pubs and clubs. And I'm sure when you turn 20, a lot of you would run down to downtown to Sangnam-dong to go to Thursday party. There's one called Thursday Party. Thursday Party is one of the most, it used to be before COVID, one of the most famous hangout for foreigners. So a lot of Koreans come there if they are interested in speaking English. They meet foreigners. They talk, they drink cola. They drink cola and Sprite, and yes, and soju holy water. So yeah, that's when you turn 20 or 19. I think Korean adulthood is 19 or 20. I'm not sure of that. So the speaking procedure is gonna go from the back. Okay, so the front. wait for the last speaker. He's not ready yet. Okay. Are you ready, buddy? Okay. All right. Start. Go.
If I can live downtown or in a suburb, I would choose to live downtown. First, in downtown, there are many good places. There are many people, so there are many places. For example, there are many markets, cinema, and good restaurants. Second, there are many emergency services here. For example, there are police station and hospital. We can go easily by work for some minutes near here. For these reasons, why I prefer this downtown.
So 46 seconds. Wow. Good. Very brilliant. Okay, second speaker. Go.
I prefer to live in downtown than live in a suburb. First reason is that it is convenient. There are many people, so there are more convenient. The transportation and many markets are in the downtown, so it is very convenient. The second reason is that and school and academic is very close. Many academic and schools are almost in the downtown, so it takes you time to go to academic. For these reasons, I prefer downtown.
Okay, 46 seconds too. Yes. You are number 3. Whether we're coming from the front or from the back, you are still number 3. So nothing changed for you. All right, go.
If I can choose between living in downtown or living in suburb, I would rather choose living in downtown for these 2 reasons. First, there are more facilities that can make our lives comfortable. Let's make example with convenience store. I can see the convenience store between one road and looking each other, or even I saw a convenience store was at same hallway at same building, so it can make our lives comfortable. Second, we can obtain what we want more easily. When I have some food, when I want to eat some food strongly, I have to eat them. So I would like to have that. So I prefer living in downtown.
Okay, we spoke for 53 seconds. I know this is an interesting expression and topic to talk about, but you have to be a little bit conscious of time.
I forgot about.
I know you forgot. I know. Yeah, after all, you like talking, so. So if it's what do you call it, TOEFL, you have to be a bit of time conscious. Of course, if it's TOEFL, you will be looking at the time. All right, let's hear you, buddy. Go.
Yeah?
You. You.
No, me.
Why? Oh, right.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, you were the first. All right, go. I usually go. How? Yes, go, buddy. Don't mind me.
I would prefer to live downtown because of the first reason is that it has more facilities. For example, I can get better transportation like subway and entertainment attractions like movie theater and other essential parts like police station and hospital. Also, there are more job places. I have easy access to high salary job or satisfying jobs, and the distance between my home and the workplace would be near, so it's comfortable.
46 seconds. Very good one. Yes? Go. Oh, wait. Go.
I prefer to live in the suburban areas than living in the town. I have two reasons for this. First reason is that I think it is environmentally great and I don't have to worry about heavy traffic. I think breathing fresh air is very important for our health. And also, it would be annoying if I get into heavy traffic every day. Second reason is that I can access to the nature areas easier. I like to go to the nature areas such as valley and forest because I feel very refreshed in there. So for these reasons, I prefer living in the suburb areas than downtown.
Wow. 44. 44. Good. Very good. I was hoping someone speak in line, in that line. I was hoping someone do something contrary. Yeah. Okay, so of course you know that there are, like you've all spoken, most of you all said, like living in downtown has its own reward, okay? If you are an outgoing person, if you like to associate with people, if you have high social rates, high social life rates, then living in downtown is super cool. I used to live in Sangnam-dong when I came to Chaman first time 6 years ago. When I arrived Chaman first time, I was living in Seoul before I got the job to work for an after-school company. So I came from Seoul, and the after-school company gave me options. So then my housing allowance was $400,000 won. Sabek mana. Okay, that was my housing allowance. So when I got here, they picked me up from the bus terminal and they showed me houses of $400 in good apartments, like not really in Sangnam, but around Chaman, you know. And I told them, but that's too much. What am I living in $400 house for? Can't you find somewhere cheaper? And they said, okay, there is a house at Sangnam. It is for $260. So you can save $140 every month. I said, yahoo, let's go. And they said, it's just one room. I said, of course. How big am I? Do I need 10 rooms to sleep? I just need one room. And they took me to a one room nearby, near Sangnam. And the house was quite cool, but that was the most lonely time of my life. Although it was Sangnam, but you know, being new in an environment, you have no friends, no one to talk to, and I tried to play around. I knew nowhere, actually, virtually. So I came out around Sangnam at night sometimes, look around. Then I haven't found the Thursday party I told you that. So life was super boring for me. There was nothing to do. I just sit in my house after work, and after school job is super good. In fact, that's what I've done all my life in China. This one, the first time, working in Hagwon job, after school job, you just have 3 or 4 classes. So you start from 12, you guys should know what I mean, Bangawa. You start from 12, sometimes 4 p.m. you're done. And you go back home and take a rest. So you stay from 4 p.m. till 12 the next day. Long hours. In fact, at some point, I was so bored then, and then I started looking for Hagwon jobs I can do maybe in the morning, something I could do because I was really bored. wasn't doing anything. I had long hours to play with my phones, and yeah, that was when I started playing Candy Crush. So I lived there until my kid sister came, joined me in Korea, and so I moved out from Sangnam-dong. It was really noisy. I moved out to City 7 area. And from there, I moved to Chile. So you see, so I have an idea living in downtown. So living in downtown, I will just read what the textbook says, okay? And I'll play the listening file while we move on to conclude. It says, I would much prefer living downtown to living in suburb. For starters, I am a very socially active person. I like to go shopping, try new restaurants, hang out at cafes, clubs, pubs, and do other similar activities. Many of these types of establishments are located downtown. Okay. If I live downtown, it would be very easy for me to get to any kind of place like that. Besides proximity to key locations, I would also like to live downtown because I would not need the personal vehicle. So then, when I was living in Sangnam-dong, I had no car. Just walking, you know. All right, so downtown areas usually have access to public transportations, or even better, are located within walking or walkable distance to key locations. So I'll be able to catch the bus or walk, and could also save a lot of money by not owning a vehicle. Because you know, owning cars has its own responsibilities. You have to give the car food every day. The car eats too, right? Hibalio is food. Gasoline is food. Last week Sunday, after church, I was like, oh, it's been a long time I took care of my car, you know, take my car to the hospital, you know, so that the doctors can, you know, take a good look at my car and see how the car feels. So, and I looked close. There's this car shop close by, and the owner is my friend. So I just drove in there and asked him, do you have some time? He said, yes. I said, doctor, take good care of my car. And he told me, Shimano. Oh! I said, doctor, why so expensive? If it's insurance, I can only pay $15 in the hospital. Why do you have to take this much? He said, because the car needs you to take care of it. And I paid him, and he took care of the car, you know? He serviced, took out the old oil, changed the filters, the air conditioning filters, and all of that. He took care of the car. And when I got back into the car said, good job, guy. I'm much better, you know? And the car needs to take a shower too. You know, right? Once in a while you have to shower the car, clean it up and make it look good, you know? And the car eats hibani every day. Just a distance and it's too much. Alright. So the second one is living in suburb. To me, it would be better to live in the suburb than in downtown part of the city. For one thing, suburb areas have lower crime rates than downtown areas do. Of course, that's true. In an area where there is a lot of people, there is high rate of crime. And if I live in a suburb, I would be less of a risk of having my own home robbed or having my home robbed. Before I get home, I wouldn't need to worry as much as being mugged on the streets. Downtown oftentimes see that. The other reason I would prefer to live in suburb is that it is much quieter there. In downtown areas, you have lots of traffic noise and other sounds from the streets, and pubs and so many areas, or so many shops, right? Playing music and all of that. But you will have lots of, but in the suburb, it's really isn't, it really isn't a lot of noise there to bother you. It will be much peaceful and relaxing to live in suburb. So I'll play the listening file while we round up.
Task 2, independent speaking, living downtown or in a suburb. Compare. Preference A. I'd much prefer living downtown to living in a suburb. For starters, I'm a very socially active person. I like to go out shopping, try new restaurants, hang out at cafes, and do other similar activities. Many of these types of establishments are located downtown. If I lived downtown, it would be very easy for me to get to any kind of place like that. Besides proximity to key locations, I'd also like to live downtown because I would not need a personal vehicle. Downtown areas usually have access to public transportation, or even better, are located within walking distance of key locations. So I'd be able to catch the bus or walk and could save money by not owning a vehicle. Compare. Preference B.
To me, it would be better to live in the suburbs than in the downtown part of a city. For one thing, suburban areas have lower crime rates than downtown areas do. If I lived in a suburb, I would be at less of a risk of having my home robbed. Before I got home, I wouldn't need to worry as much about being mugged on the street. The other reason I'd prefer to live in a suburb is that it is much quieter there. In the downtown area, you'll have lots of traffic noise and other sounds from the streets. But in the suburbs, there really isn't a lot of noise to bother you, so it would be much more peaceful and relaxing.
All right, so let's take a look at task 3 as your homework, okay? When you get home, please do task 3. That's your homework.
But we don't do homework.
But